So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make these dangle rocks. As you can see, the original film was under 11 minutes to paint both of these rocks. I have shared a reel recently on these and I promised I would come back and create a tutorial for you. The first thing when doing this dangle style of rock is you have to have someplace for your dangles to be hanging from. So I like to use the shape of the rock to create my top arch that I'm going to have everything else coming off of. Now we're going to create little spaces throughout this design to add pops of color. Now in creating your dangles, I always like to have a gem or a circle or whatever you want to call them, a jewel at the bottom of each one of my dangles. So I put my stripes on and then I add a dot or something along the bottom, and then you can also add dots or shapes going up the dangle as well. Something to keep in mind, like this heart I just did, you saw I didn't like the shape. The outer edges of whatever shapes you make is all that's going to show. So this is very forgiving. It looks so sloppy when it's all black, but once you start adding in your colors, these designs really come together. Now you're going to notice I'm counting here. I wanted to have 12 dangles on this design along with my color choices. It's one of those, if you know, you know. I'm not going to force it on y'all. But we are going to do 12 dangles here, so I'm working my way back and forth along the design, filling in all of my negative space with these little dangles with little dots. Now I always say err on the side of less dots. You can always come back and add more to your design, but it can get really muddy if you get too much going on in there. So just take your time, lay them out. Again, you can make your circles right over the lines if you want to. Your paint pen's going to cover that line in the middle when we're doing our dots afterwards. So again, the outside edge of your shape is what you need to be paying attention to so that you have the outlines around your colors once we get this filled in. Now I am working on 2 rocks today, so I'm going to speed through this second rock here. But as I'm doing this rock, I'm going to share in the corner here some other dangle designs we've done through the years. We've done so many, but this is so versatile. You can do so many different themes, color combinations. You can use large rocks, small rocks. So it really is very flexible based on what kind of rock you're doing or what kind of theme you are doing. Now, once everything is dry time in between, we are just going to go through and dot in all of our dots with our color combination. I am doing orange first, then I came back with a little bit of teal, and then I'm going to come back with my glitter orange on top of the orange. It may need a couple coats depending on the color. As you can see, the orange you could see through a little bit. I know my pen's in a little bit in the way, but I'm literally just dotting and filling in. You're not missing anything. But these designs turn out so cute. They have such a whimsical feeling to them. And again, I love that you can do them in any theme. At the end, I always come back and touch up with my extra fine tip paint pen anywhere the paint bled over. What do you think?